Welcome to Primo RV Center, and inside a brand new 2026 Surveyor Legend 202 RBLE. The RBLE continues to be Surveyor's absolute best-selling model, largely to do with how much they can pack into this smaller footprint. So this is only 25 feet, 1 inches from bumper to tongue. Comes in at 5,210 pounds, as you see it here. We do still have 400 watts of standard solar. And Surveyor continues to impress not only our customers and their customers, but the industry. Just released this week, they have won the DSI, which is a dealer survey that goes out in terms of the quality of the units as they arrive to the dealer. And they have again won an award. And I can say throughout consistently that we've carried Surveyor, each and every one we've seen come in, we've always been impressed with that initial quality. And then we take it through its paces again to find those little things that naturally on its first journey to the dealership can come up, and we'll do that again before we put it into your hands. So let's start by the door here. Really great layout in terms of road accessibility. So you have easy access to that fridge, and it's a huge fridge, so 12 volt Furrion fridge. It does have an off-grid mode, so you've got 10 cubic foot of capacity plus your freezer. Great access to the pantry. So again, if you're stopping to shop as a first stop, whether you're crossing a border or anywhere else, you're going to appreciate that. Easy access into that bathroom. You'll notice all the controls in the bathroom. So you are going to have switches here for water pump to turn on the on-demand hot water tank. You can adjust the temperature here as well. You'll see the 3 switches here in the middle. Those are for the heat pads that are standard on all of the Surveyor series. So something you'll appreciate as the colder weather comes, if you're at all concerned. They do have a foil wrap to the enclosed underbelly, but they also duct in heat. But you can add the third layer to that, which is the 12 volt tank heaters. So you've got lots of backup protection. You're going to have a standard 4-speed Furrion fan, so that got an upgrade in the last year. We've got lots of storage here for all your towels and any extra sheets you may want to have with you. You've got a great little feature wall here. Love the wallpaper. You've got hanging storage already there for you. Great porcelain toilet here. Lots of storage in the vanity, and you've got some room on here. Great lit light here, so lots of lighting built in. And you've got a couple spots here to divide amongst yourselves for all those toiletries. And then an absolutely huge shower. And again, they've continued with the mold and mildew resistant shower closure here. So appreciate the over 30 inches here in width. Lots of height as well. So if you're someone who's a bit taller, you'll appreciate all the light from the skylight as well as the additional headroom. As we come in the door, you'll notice here we do have ducting that is not on the floor. So it does surround us here. So we're not going to get all that dust and debris into those floor vents. We have easy access to see kind of what we're getting into our solar. So if we had batteries hooked up right now, we'd see kind of on a darker day versus a lighter day, how much we're getting into those panels. So it's going to give us some indication of kind of how quickly we can regenerate those panels. Great if you have things like lithium as well. So again, if you're looking to be off grid, this unit is pretty ready. The nice thing is it is fully capable of handling up to a 2,000 watt inverter. So all the plugs with the exception of your microwave, which would require a higher grade, that's the only one that's the exception. So around the bed, if you have a CPAP machine in your kitchen for your coffee maker, if you've got appropriate wattage appliance, you could go up to that 2,000 watt inverter and then use those elements. We have done that particular inverter in these several times, so we're certainly know how to install it and properly and make sure that it works for you. Just really a matter of when you're buying things for the RV, ideally make it a lower wattage appliance, and then if you wanted to be able to use it in the future with an inverter, your unit is upgradable, so you don't have to change the unit. You can just update those features. We've got some connectivity for the indoor and outdoor speakers here for you, so you can just stream music to that. We've got our initial light switches inside and out up top here, as well as our slide out switch, and we have our awning, which is extended. We'll see that in a minute outside. In the last year, they did, from customer response, upgrade the range, so you've got a more of a full size oven, so you can cook a chicken in there. Your furnace is located just below that for easy access. We can flip back the top of the 3-burner stove and it'll act as a backsplash, but you also have your cutting board that inserts into the sink here, the black stainless steel sink, that will serve as a backsplash as well if you're not using that particular cover. Lots of drawer coverage here. Just below that, you'll see the sweep-in point for our standard vacuum that's built in. You'll have a whole accessory kit we'll see underneath the bed here for hoses that can run the full length, so that way you can quickly, get rid of all the debris here before you go and not have a job to clean up when you get home. Especially if you have pets, you're going to appreciate that every time you go out. We do have a range hood here, as well as having some light here for when you're cooking. Standard microwave, lots of room for dishes up top here. We'll have some pots and pans storage just below, and a ton of counter space here, so you can leave some appliances out, especially coffee makers, things like that. You can set up a little charging station. And you've got this beautiful live edge bar top here with two very, very comfortable stools that have backs as well. So that could be a little lunch counter if you have an extra guest. Again, if you're camping with friends and family, even though it's a smaller unit, the nice thing is you can invite those people in. You do have the room here. The great thing about the 202 RBLE model, and last year we stocked more of the theater seats, but we get a pretty even mix. So this year initially we've chosen this to carry the dinette. We'll probably carry both in stock this year. So it's a very popular one to kind of go between the two. It's a pretty even divide for us. We probably sell a few more dinettes each year. Just we do get a lot of people with the idea that, you know, potentially if they have a child or grandchild with them, they'd like the extra bed. So that drops down. It's a nice, comfortable, deep slide. So you've got a lot of space for 4 adults to sit, play games, those kind of things, have a meal. We've got ventilation, cross ventilation here on the slide, but then that huge window looks out. So it's a very, very bright slide. Beautiful new LED light here as well. And then you've got full storage. So here on the dinette, you can access the storage from the top, but you also have the individual doors. The poles can nicely store underneath there, so they're not in your way. The nice thing too, if you do go with the dinette option, you could easily take that table, throw it on top of the bed here, and if you wanted kind of easy step through access to get to absolutely everywhere, by having the dinette kind of cleared out, it does allow the tabletop. It does allow you to get more access here if you needed to get to the front, or if you just wanted to be able to maybe sleep at a Walmart parking lot, be able to stay the night by eliminating that table and just putting it on the bed. You'll find you could do that, and it'll give you that full access you may wish. Sitting at the dinette, or again, should you choose to have the chairs, you can have easy access to be able to view that TV. You can also turn the TV. It's on a mount that will turn towards the bedroom. So if you're more of a bed TV watcher on a day where, you know, the weather's not cooperating and you're not outside, it will pivot towards there. You've got a smart TV, so you can certainly stream to it. You could add a DVD player here, and you'd certainly have room to plug it in, so easy access there. Great storage in the bedroom. You've got 4 drawers here, so you can divide up 2 and 2. You do have a couple struts under the bed. I should mention the bed is a full-size queen, 60 by 80. There's our accessory kit I was mentioning for the vacuum. We've got a motion sensor light, so we can see what we're doing. We've got USB and 120 volt on either side of the bed, so that way if you do have that CPAP machine or anything else, if you want to be able to do some work from bed, you can certainly do that. You'll have individually 2 doors on either side for both of you. Lots of hanging storage. Another additional cover up top. That's going to go back a full 3 feet, and so will the ones on the top here. So you do have a lot of storage up front. Plus you do have a little spot here where you can drop in a cup of water for the night. You also have the ability to, again, keep a CPAP machine up there. You're going to have the full roller shades here on that beautiful front windshield that brings in so much light. You're going to find them here as well. So again, nice blackout roller shades. And you've got an emergency exit window here should you ever need it. And you get that cross flow with those 2 windows. So again, if you didn't always want to be able to run on the air conditioning to cool it down, you can certainly open those up. You do have an additional vent here above your head as well. All the AC is ducted. Unit's very, very central here in the middle. Thermostat's going to be just behind us. We do have another plug-in just below that, as well as a hardwired carbon monoxide detector. So just a wonderful little floor plan that fits on the vast majority of sites. So you're going to have a lot of access to things like water sites, where in longer units that have a lot of these pieces simply don't. So again, if you can compromise just a little maybe on the inside, you certainly don't lose much here versus some of their bigger layouts, but it does really open up the possibilities in terms of where you can camp. So let's take a look at some of the awesome amenities outside that will keep you outside more than inside. We've got the great More Ride Steady Steps here. We've got the foldable lend a hand, so you always have something to grab onto as you head out. I've got the awning here fully extended, so it will go out a full 8 feet. So we can have a quick peek at what that looks like here. So again, you've got that full coverage from the back right to the very front compartment. So let's start up front here, that beautiful windshield here in the front that brings in so much light on the inside. Again, we've got that fiberglass cap coming down, that inset window, a new lit Forest River logo up front. Standard, we have a power jack on all the Surveyor Legend units, so very handy when you're using a weight distribution system. You do have a tie-off here. Could be used for the dog, but it could also be used to lock up the bikes. So if you've got bikes or e-bikes, certainly they can be quite valuable. Gives you another spot here where you can lock things down. We've got 2 20-pound tanks standard. We've got a ton of room up front here. We've worked with some pretty big lithium batteries now, but like 2 100 amp hour lithium batteries, which are becoming very popular, will fit nicely here. 2 6-volt batteries fit nicely. You can certainly have more as well. We have a battery cutoff switch, very handy for when you're going into storage. That way that solar can keep running and charging the batteries, but you're not depleting them. And then we have a tire pressure monitor system. That's the relay here at the front. So you've got that safety feature built in. So again, if you have that plugged into your vehicle, you're going to have the ability to keep an eye on how fully prepared those tires are for those long distances. We've got 4 oversized jacks here, which are currently up. Nice large storage here. We've got the slam latches. We've got magnetic holdbacks. Huge storage here, well lit. You can see some of that aluminum framing underneath the bed too to help lighten it up. We've got a USB-C plug-in here for outside accessories. We have the drill adapter for our jacks, and then we've got our switch for our main light on the front, and then we do have a motion sensor light here that'll light everything up for us. And again, that awning extending out, full 8 feet, well lit with that full LED light running the length of it. We've got our Swiss Army knife kitchen here, so we do have a Suburban griddle that comes with it. It's a pre-seasoned lodge top. You've got LP gas connection underneath here. We do have a little drop-in sink here, and then we're going to have our hot and cold water connection here, so we can again do some outside dishes. And then you're going to have that additional fridge. Should you wire it in an inverter, would run off that. If not, you'll use that power on site to run that one. You've got your 2 exterior speakers. We mentioned the controls in there, which you can use your Bluetooth to hook into. Goodyear tires all the way around, so always a quality tire here on all the Surveyor products. As we come around to the backside, very popular feature that I love that it has standard, and that is a rear hitch. So if you've got either e-bikes now, or you wish to get some in the future, or some nice road bikes, you've got the ability to slide in a bike rack that works, or we can help you secure one and slide that in. We do have the lipper preparation for a rear ladder should you wish to have one. And then we have the pre-wire for your backup camera standard. You'll notice the spouts off the side here. Do a nice job of bringing that black water farther off the roof here. 30 amp connection, as we just simply bring our units in prepared for 1 AC in our part of the world. It's all we'll ever need. Certainly other areas you could order with 50. Black tank flush will be standard, so it helps to clean out those sensors for you. Cable and satellite setup, so should you have that on site, you can take advantage. We've got a motion sensor light here for your black and gray valves, which are just underneath, so at nighttime you can see what you're doing. You can easily see a very traditional rack and pinion slide system, so kind of the original, very, very popular. People love it. Certainly I've never found them to let us down. There's always manual overrides for them. Easy to lubricate and to see the points to lubricate, and we will teach you that. We will spend a couple hours with you going through how to maintain it and also how to use it. As we come around to the front, we've got our easy access for winterization to the backside of our Suburban tankless water heater. And then we've got our onboard water fill here. And should we have water on site, we have the connection for that. And then we have our backside here to our storage, again with a great slam latch. So we got the narrow portion here, but if you've got things like fishing rods, you've got a full 8 feet to work with. As we come around, as we have a full 8-foot unit here, and again, tip to tail, 25 feet. The body is just over 20 feet, and a wonderful little little unit that can be towed by a lot of different tow vehicles. So if you've got a Colorado Ranger, kind of on up, or some of the bigger SUVs, this is a unit that I think you'd quite like to haul, because it's going to haul well behind you, but also it's going to be quite comfortable to do full distances, as we do get a lot of people absolutely crisscrossing from one end of our country to the other. We welcome you to Primo RV Center to come have a look at the brand new 2026 202 RBLE in Forest River's Surveyor Legend series.